And we are live. Welcome back to Takes by Fans. We got a great show for you today. As always, we are live every single day at noon Eastern. If you want to watch live, head over to twitch.tv/takesbyfans. If you want to watch but not live, head over to our YouTube channel, Takes by Fans. We post all of our shows and clips of the show there on a daily basis. And if you just want to listen, we are on podcasting apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio. So however you want to watch or listen, we've got you covered multiple ways. Alrighty, folks, today is a big Wednesday draft night eve. Oh my goodness, cannot wait. We are a little more than 24 hours away from the draft. We are, noon Eastern right now. But, we cannot wait. We have our mock draft today. We've been, watching draft prospects for the last 70 days. We just ranked our offensive and defensive prospects by position these last 2 days, gearing us up for the draft. And the last thing to do is predict what is going to happen in the draft the day before it happens. So that's what our kind of big segment today on the show. We are going to do our mock draft. We're still squeezing in the NBA from last night. Our moneymaker, we did real good yesterday. We only lost our 4-teamer by 1 point. How unfortunate. But we hit three of the 4 cleanly and then just lost that last one by 1 point. So we'll get into that, do our moneymaker for tonight's action, break down all the stories in the sports world today. So let's just jump right into it with the first one. The big name, here he is. Antonio Brown has just re-signed with the Buccaneers. Yes, sir. He was basically the last person that was kind of hanging out of re-signing with this Bucs team, but they get a 1-year deal done worth up to $6.25 million with a $2 million signing bonus. So once again, kind of another star player that was playing for this Bucs team took a 1-year deal that's not worth that much money for everybody to come back. So fantastic. We love that. And now we officially have it. The Bucs are the first team since 1979 to bring back all 22 Super Bowl starters. How absolutely fantastic, man. I freaking love it. Build dynasties, man. Build something more than just kind of going to a team for the money that isn't going to be able to compete for a ring. That's why we love what this Bucs team is doing. Everybody is kind of unselfish here. Everybody knows, hey, we're here for rings, man. We're here for championships. We're here for really Tom. He's going to lead us because he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Why would you not take less money to play with the greatest quarterback of all time and have a real great chance of winning a ring? He just won one last year. You don't think he's going to try and do the same thing again? Who's going to really be able to knock them off? The Chiefs can. They were a little distracted from the Super Bowl because freaking Andy Reid's son was mowing down people drunk, unfortunate. So maybe if the Chiefs don't have to kind of worry about that, if Andy Reid didn't have to kind of worry about his son being a criminal, a felon, a murderer, then maybe they'd be able to kind of compete a little bit better here with the Bucs. But you got to give it up for everybody. Brady, Barrett, Levante, Gronk, Antonio Brown, Leonard Fournette, and Ndamukong Suh, Chris Godwin. You've got to give it up for everybody. Everybody came in collectively and made it work over the last couple of months ever since the Super Bowl ended. Everybody's back. They're ready to rock. They're ready to repeat. And Tom's like, man, oh man, I still got 3 fingers. I still got 3 ringless fingers here, man. Can y'all hold out for 3 more seasons? Because I want number 8. And then after number 8, I'm going for number 9. And then you can't leave out the last thumb. You gotta pair up the thumbs with the rings. Come on. So Tom Brady, man, he's looking for 8 Super Bowls. He's looking for 11 Super Bowl appearances. Let's see if they can get it done this season. But they got the band back together. They're ready to re-rock, run it back. Yes, sir. Bucs. Hey, tomorrow is kind of the deciding factor if we're still Dolphins fans or not, because if we don't take Devontae Smith at number 6, all this decoration is turning into Bucs on Friday, folks. I'm not playing. So I love it, man. Everybody sacrificing the money, everybody being unselfish. Let's build something. I freaking love it. Not let's just get good for 1 year and then let's go get paid and be the man somewhere else. No. This is a team sport, folks. This is not the NBA. This is not basketball. You cannot get it done single-handedly. There's offense, there's defense, there's multiple coaches, there's scouting departments, there's literally everything, folks. We're talking about hundreds of people that make a Super Bowl winning team come together. Not like basketball, where if you're LeBron James, you can kind of carry everybody. It's not like that. So Truly respect to everybody that re-signed with the Bucs this offseason. Classy move. Let's go for rings. Let's play the game how we're supposed to play the game, which is to win the Super Bowl and not try to get paid. Obviously, get money. That's definitely an important thing in life in general is to get the money. So yes, I mean, all these players who have gotten money before will get money. After Tom Brady's done in this league. So I just love that they're kind of in this moment right now, man. Let's play for right now, and that's what they're doing. So very well done to the Bucs, man. Alrighty, so we get a little bit more clear compensation on the Dolphins and Washington football team trade that took place yesterday. The Dolphins sending the offensive lineman Eric Flowers to Washington in exchange for just some pick swaps. And now we know what pick swaps they swapped. We knew it was kind of late in the draft, but I didn't think it was this late. It's basically the latest you can get in the draft, 7th round. So Washington football team gets Eric Flowers and pick number 258 in the 7th round. And then the Dolphins just get pick number 244 in the 7th round. So what the hell is that? We get rid of an offensive lineman to trade up 14 spots in the 7th round. Is that anything? Now, this is a little concerning because we got rid of a lineman to kind of clear up a little bit of draft or cap space. So I'm hoping that we're not trying to kind of overreach a little bit and take an offensive lineman at number 6. That would be the worst move we can ever make here. So I'm a little nervous for the Dolphins come tomorrow. I know we're looking to trade out of this 6 overall pick as well. I hate that as well. If we don't get Devontae Smith, folks, I'm going to burn down the show. You will not hear from Takes by Fans any longer. I'm nervous, man. I'm nervous. I'm truly nervous, and I'm not liking it, and I'm not happy. So we'll see what happens tomorrow, but I swear to God, if we take a lineman at number 6, if we take a lineman at number 18, I'm still a little upset, but not too much upset, especially if we get Devontae Smith at number 6. But if we don't get Devontae Smith at number 6 and we take a lineman at number 18, truly done. I'm a Bucs fan forever, folks. I'm the Bucs fan for the rest of my life. Alrighty, another kind of ex-Dolphins player that was real good that we got rid of. Not my decision, but here we go. The Steelers exercise safety Minkah Fitzpatrick's 5th-year option. Yes, absolutely, they're going to do this. I mean, he's their best defensive player. He's a true leader. He's a true ball hawk out there. A little bit of Troy Polamalu-esque. Yes, sir. This is this kind of free roaming safety that can be anywhere on the field. One of my favorite safeties to watch. I know I talk about him a lot. Tyrann Mathieu and Jamal Adams, I kind of talk about a lot. But yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick doing great things for the Steelers. They're bringing him back for another year. I'm sure he will get paid this season, so watch for them to kind of work on a deal come this upcoming season. But yeah, great pickup here. Great trade for the Steelers, a real captain of their defense. And we know their offense is pretty much solid. They just need the running back, and their defense was solid last year. They did all start to get a little injured at the end of the season. Once again, another reason why that Steelers team floundered at the back half of the season. Big Ben couldn't throw it anymore. The defense was just starting to lose piece by piece by piece every single game due to injury. But Minkah Fitzpatrick's back. They're looking to run it back, and let's see what this defense can do if they can kind of carry Big Ben to a Super Bowl win. It's definitely going to have to be Minkah Fitzpatrick doing most of the carrying. Alrighty, and then we get this narrative right now. I mean, we've been hearing about this narrative for the last, I would say at least 2 weeks, maybe go up to a month, but Devontae Smith's weight being only 170 pounds, everybody's freaking out about it. But then we get Chad Johnson coming out on Twitter being like, hey, weight doesn't matter at wide receiver, man. I played wide receiver. It does not matter. So I kind of take his word a little bit more weighted than everybody else's out here. So I'm not worried about Devontae Smith's weight. I mean, he's a Heisman winner who literally got better every single season in Alabama. So why am I going to be nervous that he's not going to get it done in the next level? I mean, if we're going to kind of, not draft wide receivers on their weight, I mean, all right, y'all can do that, but that's not what my team's going to be doing, and hopefully in real life my team's not going to be doing that. But if I ran a team, yes sir, give me Devontae Smith hands down. I would take him number 1 overall pick. If I was the Jags, I know we don't have a quarterback, but I'm taking the talented wide receiver, man. Somebody just throw it up to him. Just somebody throw up this man the ball and he will go and get it. I'm not worried about it. So, Devontae Smith on questions about his weight, quote, "We play football. We're in a football business. We're not weightlifting. We're not bodybuilders." Absolutely. This man just won the Heisman, and y'all still have questions about his weight. He just got it done at the collegiate level consistently 4 straight years. Y'all are high on Mac Jones, who has a DUI and was good for 1 year because he had the Heisman small wide receiver. Are y'all kidding me? Stop this nonsense. Devontae Smith is the clear-cut number 1 wide receiver in this draft. I'm sick of the arguments. We didn't even see Jamar Chase play last year. We don't even know if that 2019 season was a fluke year. We haven't seen him get better. We have seen Devontae Smith get better every single season, culminating to a Heisman winning season. Come on, stop talking about this man's weight. It's nonsense. We've heard other NFL wide receivers say it's nonsense. I mean, come on, man. Devontae Smith, he's got to be the first wide receiver taken off the board. We're not worried about his weight. They're not weightlifters. They're not bodybuilders. They play football. I mean, yeah, you might get a little jabbed at the front line, but Devontae Smith's so good that he doesn't allow you to get hands on him, or if you do get hands on him, he's still able to run the route perfectly. The weight's not the issue. It's the technique that you have to have running these routes to not get dislodged and not kind of get bumped off the route. And we see, I mean, we were just talking about praising wide receivers last season that could get open just based off their feet off the line of scrimmage. Stephon Diggs can do that. The wide receiver from Devontae Adams can do that, just winning at the line of scrimmage. So if Devontae Smith is winning on the line of scrimmage on his feet, I mean, why does his weight matter? It doesn't, because he's already a yard and a half in front or behind his defender. So there's no way they can even get their hands on him to dislodge him because he's a little lighter out there. I'm not buying all this nonsense. Devontae Smith is going to be an absolute stud in this league, folks. Do not get worried. Do not get bogged down by him only being 170 pounds. I think it's truly nonsense, and he's definitely not even worried about it either. You know, we play football. We're in a football business. Yes, sir. I want my wide receivers to be tall, 6'1". Yes, sir. Give me that. Give me 6 foot, 6'1". Yes, sir. I don't care how much you weigh. I want you tall. You're a wide receiver. Wide receiver. Alrighty, what do we got next up here? Alrighty, George Kittle. Ooh, yikes! Somebody's got to tell him that Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to be there come Sunday. But here we go. George Kittle. Niners players trust Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch to make right decision at quarterback to compete for the Super Bowl. Alrighty, so we get a little quote here by George Kittle. Here we go. George Kittle, one of Garoppolo's most outspoken supporters. Hang on, let me pause this video. I'm clicking on these articles and videos like instantly start playing. No, don't do that. I'm reading. I don't need to hear y'all talk. I'm just going to mute y'all. Please stop. Please stop these automatic playing videos. I will read the article in peace, please. All right, here we go. George Kittle, one of Garoppolo's most outspoken players, or one of Garoppolo's most outspoken supporters, joined NFL Network's Good Morning Football on Wednesday, and this is what he had to say. Jimmy's our quarterback. No, he's not. Unfortunately, he's not. After last season, as soon as you played your last game, Jimmy Garoppolo was no longer this 49ers quarterback in the minds of Kyle Shanahan and then in the minds of general manager John Lynch. They were no longer with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're like, alrighty, we can back it up. Well, let's start looking at a quarterback in this year's draft, because I cannot take this man that cannot stay healthy to save his life. He's killing us out here. Kyle Shanahan's like, I blew it in the Super Bowl, and I'm trying so hard to get back there, and I did get back there, and Jimmy Garoppolo screwed it up for us, and now my legacy as a head coach, Kyle Shanahan's like, my legacy is now getting in question because this man can't stay mother-loving healthy. You gotta go, because now you're starting to affect me, and we can't be having that now, can we? I just saw Bruce Arians win a Super Bowl year one with Tom Brady, a new quarterback. I'm going to do the same thing here. Jimmy G, you're out of here. You're ruining my legacy. You're tarnishing my legacy. You gotta go. So, unfortunately, George Kittle, Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not your guy anymore. But let's continue with the quote. This was what he said on Wednesday. Jimmy's our quarterback. He has been. He's led us to a bunch of wins. We haven't won without him. That is true. That is true. They have not won without him, but you also have not won the ring with him, unfortunately. We haven't won without him. His record speaks for itself. His injury record also speaks for itself as well. George, So like I said previously, Kyle and John are doing whatever they can to make this team compete for a Super Bowl. And if they think it's bringing in another quarterback, another tight end, another fullback, another linebacker, whatever it is, they're just trying to make this team better and more competitive. And so I know the team trusts in them because they haven't led us astray yet. And, this 49ers team has been getting better and better every single season. I mean, we still talk about this 49ers team, for the last at least 3 seasons as kind of playoff contenders. Will they get to the Super Bowl? It really kind of depends on Jimmy Garoppolo's if he's healthy. That's the big narrative on Jimmy G. So George Kittle, unfortunately, coming to the realization that Jimmy Garoppolo is not going to be there any longer, going to have to kind of move off of him and just kind of have trust in Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch to go out and get the best quarterback for them. And I don't think it's Mac Jones. And if they do take Mac Jones, I think it's a really bad decision to do. But we'll see what they do come tomorrow. George Kittle has faith, so I guess we have to have a little bit of faith on the 49ers of making the right choice tomorrow at number 3 with their quarterback. But Jimmy G, 1,000% gone, folks. We just kind of clarified this yesterday when we were talking about that Kyle Shanahan press conference of, hey, we don't even know who's going to be alive Sunday, so I can't tell you if Jimmy G is going to be on our roster Sunday. Who the hell says that? So he's 1,000% gone. 1,000% the 49ers will be taking a quarterback at number 3. It's just which one, and will it be the right one? Alrighty, here we go, folks. It's going to be official now. Jake Paul versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. will fight at Hard Rock Stadium June 6th. Little boxing match, and man, oh man, love or hate Logan Paul, you got to respect the hell out of this man. He's winning boxing matches. He's getting the clout. Everybody's talking about him, and now he's going to fight one of the best boxers of all time in Floyd Mayweather Jr. So can we even say that Jake or Logan Paul may not win this? I don't know. He's won every single fight he's been in. He just who did he just beat the other week? A big old event that he knocked him out like first round, and they stopped the fight, and there was arguing if the other boxer, I'm blank, Burton's something like that. Yeah, something like that. Y'all know who it is. Burton's. Why am I blanking on the name? Starts with an A and his last name starts with a B, I think. But anyway, Logan Paul, knocks him out, and then there's kind of questions if he threw the fight or not, what happened there. But I can kind of guarantee you right now, Floyd Mayweather is not diving. He's not going to take a dive in any fight because he's undefeated. Now, Logan Paul may be like, hey, I'll give you $1 billion. We're gonna make a lot of money off this. I can kind of offer you $1 billion. I give you $1 billion if you take a little bit of dive. Are you gonna do that? And I think Floyd Mayweather would be like, yes. If you give me $1 billion, I will drop down right now. First round. I do not care. First punch. You better gear up because I'm gonna be acting the hell out of this for $1 billion. But we'll see how much these boxers are gonna get. They're going to draw in a lot of money, man. People, I'll probably watch this. I didn't watch the last one of Logan Paul, but now we're talking about we're talking about undefeated here. We're talking about Floyd Mayweather, man. You got to tune in for this one. So love or hate Logan Paul, he's providing entertainment, and that's all I'm about, folks. What is entertaining? And you got to give it up for, this YouTube star turned boxer that's actually kind of getting it done. He's beating everybody. Everybody's saying that they can kind of go toe-to-toe with Logan Paul, and they all lose. So we'll see what happens, but come June 6th, let's see if Floyd Mayweather has that one. Could you imagine that one loss of Floyd Mayweather being Logan Paul? I think the internet would probably explode, honestly. So we'll see how much these boxers are getting paid money-wise. But if the number is right, and if you want to kind of go with the narrative that the last fight was fixed, I think Floyd Mayweather would not be opposed to kind of throwing the fight if the number is right. And like I said, it's got to be upwards of $1 billion, folks. That's probably what Floyd Mayweather's number would be to take a dive against Logan Paul. It's got to be something fierce. So I think we can kind of all put that out of our minds that this fight will not be fixed just because the money's not going to be there for Floyd. We're talking about undefeatedness of Floyd Mayweather. We're talking about that he beat Manny Pacquiao, and if he ends up losing to Logan Paul, you gotta you got to kill yourself, I think, at that point, being one of the best boxers. That's like Tom Brady. If Tom Brady faced just maybe that just Seth Owens kid from that Cam Newton quarterback camp that was talking all that smack, if Tom Brady kind of, threw on him kind of one-on-one and ended up losing, I think Tom Brady would just end up having to kill himself. It's like you can't come back from that. So don't think we have to kind of fear this stage being fight unless the number's right, and we'll see kind of, building up until this, how much excitement, how much publicity this is kind of drawing in for this kind of money that we're kind of seeing. But yeah, June 6th, man, Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Logan Paul exhibition boxing match. Get ready. Alrighty, and the last story to talk about, once again, going back to Russell Westbrook, this Wizards team. I mean, it's unfortunate, Russell Westbrook is not getting kind of the big old publicity like we've been seeing. I mean, every year he's been playing with either, James Harden or Kevin Durant or another big superstar, and they've been kind of in the playoff hunt, like the actual good playoff hunt, like top 6 and not this playing tournament. So Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal, they got each other's back. Bradley Beal has Russell Westbrook's back. We get this quote back. We got this quote the other day from Bradley Beal here. Quote, everyone has this misconception of Russ. He loves his teammates. He's all about his teammates. He's all about the team. He's all about winning. And yeah, I mean, that's what I see on a nightly basis on this man. You don't go 1,000% if you're not all about winning or all about your teammates. So you do kind of see some slander on Russell Westbrook that he kind of barks at his teammates and he goes, a little bit too hard and doesn't kind of share a little bit too much with his teammates. But what I see on the floor is just a guy giving it 1,000% every single night, and there is no other player in the NBA that goes as hard as Russell Westbrook does every single night. He's playing every single game. He's not doing any load management. He's going out and being out there 35, 38, 40 minutes every single night, giving it his all, rebounding, assisting, defense, offense, driving to the lane, shooting threes. He's literally all over the floor every single minute, every single second of a basketball game. So yes, I mean, we love Russell Westbrook here. It's just unfortunate that his play does not translate into wins. I mean, this is kind of, what you say. I mean, you want somebody that goes 1,000% every single game, and that's kind of the narrative, that if you go 1,000% every single game, if you give it all your all every single game, that you will win pretty much every single game. But that's not it with Russell Westbrook. So a lot of people kind of take a little bit of a step back from that narrative, or kind of that ideology of thinking of, hey, if I go 100% every night and I give it my all every single night, I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I can do at max capacity. So if I'm doing that every single night, I'm going to be unstoppable, and we're going to be winning games. But Russell Westbrook is kind of proof that you don't win every game by going 1,000% every single night. So it's a little unfortunate. It's definitely somebody that you want on your team, want on your roster. It's like Robert Saleh, defensive coordinator. He's absolutely fantastic. That's somebody that you need on your sideline, somebody to kind of create your own momentum, create your own energy, build everybody up, get everybody jazzed. I mean, let's mother loving go in this game. Yeah, let's freaking get it done. Yeah, and you're pushing all your players, you're talking them up, you're getting them freaking ready to rock out there. But how is it going to translate as kind of a head coach? Russell Westbrook's absolutely fantastic. He goes 1,000% every night. But is that somebody that you want your starting kind of face of the franchise player to do when he's kind of ball dominant and not really kind of getting everybody else involved, and then it's not translating into wins? It's like, yeah, that's kind of something that you want your bench player to do, kind of like Jordan Clarkson does, coming off the bench, giving it 1,000% every single night. But what about a main starting kind of guard out here? Doesn't really translate to wins. So I'm all about Russell Westbrook. We don't try to slander him too much on the show, just because I have so much respect on what he does on the floor every single night. It's just a little truly unfortunate that it doesn't translate to wins. They're currently the 10th seed in the Eastern Conference. I mean, if it wasn't this kind of season where they're doing the play-in tournament, we wouldn't even be talking about the Wizards like this, folks, honestly. So they are in the play-in tournament. I want to see them get in there. I want to see what Russell Westbrook can do, cause a little disruption here in the playoffs. And I mean, could you imagine the Wizards claiming the 8th seed? The Nets just got the 10th or the 1st seed last night in the Eastern Conference. So I mean, could you imagine Russell Westbrook versus Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving? Russell Westbrook has something to prove out there, and if you haven't seen him go 2,000% yet, I think that's what we see. So Definitely am rooting for the Wizards and Russell Westbrook to get it done here in the play-in tournament to secure that 8th seed to go up against Kevin Durant. And let's see where the chips fall, baby. You got your stacked team. This is kind of what you left me in the Thunder for in those OG days. Okay. Me and Bradley Beal are going to get it done. Me and my replacement of you, of Kevin Durant, we're going to get it done. Me and Bradley Beal, not you and the Goon Squad and Kevin Durant or Kyrie Irving and all your depth on that bench. We don't need that. We y'all the Monstars. We the Michael Jordan led Toon Squad. What's up? So we'll see what happens, but definitely rooting for this Wizards team here. Alrighty, those are all the stories that we needed to cover for today. So let's head over to the NBA, break down the games from last night, do our moneymaker for tonight's action, and then we got to head over to the NFL draft, mock draft, folks. Our first and only mock draft. We're about what do we got? 24 hours. And then it starts at 8 o'clock? So 24 plus 7, looking at 31 hours away from the NFL draft. So we still got time to get our mock draft in. We've been doing our due diligence, our research over the last, 3 months, these last 70 days, 60 days. We've been breaking down all the NFL draft prospects, getting ready for the mock draft. So it is time, folks. It is time to finally do our mock draft. But let's head over to the NBA first and start breaking out some of these games. We had an absolutely great moneymaker going last night. Unfortunately, we just lost by 1 point. We just lost by 1 point on our 4-teamer. We had the Timberwolves minus a point and a half. Folks. Let me just tell you something right now. If you're not taking my advice on the Timberwolves, I don't know what to tell you, folks. I tell you guys when I'm 1,000% certain on something, you can kind of see it in my expressions, you can see it in my voice, or you can hear it in my voice, you can kind of tell just how much I hammer home the points of why these teams are winning. That's what we've been doing with the Timberwolves. We just broke our rule of not taking back-to-back series when two teams face each other in kind of back-to-back days. We usually stay away from that, but we took the Timberwolves plus 9.5, and once again, they win outright against the Jazz. I mean, folks, we're telling you that this Timberwolves team is the real deal, that Vegas is disrespecting them, and we're cashing in every single night, folks. I don't know how much clearer I could be about this Timberwolves team, man, but we're trying to get y'all some money out there. So we had the Timberwolves minus 1.5, easy peasy. They win by 7. Nets minus 6.5. They ended up pulling it out late in the fourth quarter like we knew they would. They win by 13. Fantastic. Blazers minus 5. We just had a bet on them because they're in a do or die situation right now. They have to win, and the Pacers are trash, and they had no Sabonis. I mean, that was easy, folks. They win by 21 points. Easy. Minus 5. Easy. We swallowed that all day. And then the one that we lost on, truly unfortunate here, we had the Hornets plus 9, and they lose by 10. Damn, a 4-teamer coming down to 1 point. Truly unfortunate here. We thought we can kind of, trust the scoring output of the Hornets, and, we decently could. I mean, everybody really stepped up besides Terry Rozier. He really let us down a little bit, only putting up 8 points. But, really great moneymaker last night, but we're going to be looking to kind of go 4 for 4 tonight, or how many games we take tonight. But, folks, we know what we're talking about. We know what the great value is. We know where the fantastic value is, and we point it out every single night. It's up to y'all to take advantage. But let's talk about the NBA from last night. First game up, let's start here with the Warriors and the Mavericks. And man, oh man, this Warriors team always plays down to their competition, man. Nobody really steps up when they're facing garbage teams. It's like, hey, we're facing a garbage team. There's no energy here. We're not stepping it up. But if we're going to go face the Nets or the Jazz or the Clippers, hey, we're ready to rock. And they usually win those games, and they're really competitive in those games. But here they go facing the Dallas Mavericks without Porzingis, and they lose and get destroyed. They lose by 30 points. What the hell is that, man? This Warriors team, man, truly disappointing. Trying to kind of claim that 10th seed here. They do still have a real big lead from that 11th seed of the Pelicans, but still, man, if this was a do or die scenario for this Warriors team, they would flounder because they always play down to their competition, just like last night with the Mavericks. But let's talk about this Mavericks team first since they won. Luka Doncic, 39 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds, 4 of 10 from 3, 65% from the field. I mean, do we give Luka Doncic MVP, folks? I mean, I think we have to start talking about him in a real conversation of MVP. MVP because currently they're number 6 in the West. That is absolutely fantastic. Kristaps Porzingis in and out consistently of the starting lineup. Really nobody else solid on this team besides Luka Doncic, and he goes and gets it done every single night. So we'll see if they can kind of get a little bit closer to this Nuggets team. We know kind of Jokic is the front runner right now, and especially since they've been winning without Jamal Murray, Jokic's MVP stock is rising a little bit more, but I truly think we got to give it up for Luka Doncic at some point here. Maybe put him number 3, maybe put him over Embiid, honestly, because he hasn't really missed all those games that Embiid has, but got to give it up for what Luka Doncic is doing out here. 39 points, absolutely magnificent, only real player out here. And he goes and gets it done. So very well done to Luka Doncic. I mean, this is what he's working with in the starting lineup, folks. I mean, we get Trey Burke at the 2, 8 points on 15% shooting on 13 shots. Absolutely garbage. Dwight Powell at the 2, 3 points, 8 rebounds. He was a -2 on the floor, folks. In only 18 minutes, he was a -2 in a 30-point win. Not getting it done. Porzingis not being out there, truly detrimental to this Mavericks team. Maxi Kleber still at the 4. I mean, we know he's nothing great. 10 points, 6 rebounds. He shot 66%. He had a pretty decent night last night, but he's not somebody that you can consistently rely on. And then Dorian Finney-Smith still at the 3. 13 points, 8 rebounds. Once again, shot 80%. Pretty well. 3 of 4 from 3. Alrighty, then off the bench, anything great? Tim Hardaway Jr., 13 points, 7 rebounds. He shot 37% on 8 shots. Not the greatest, but kind of classic, points, rebounds. That's what we expect from Tim Hardaway Jr. Jalen Brunson off the bench got 12 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. Very well done. And then Nicolo Melli, yes, sir, 13 points, 2 rebounds in only 12 minutes. We'll take that all day. So real great bench contribution here for the Mavericks. Really kind of propels them past this Warriors team. So let's talk about this Warriors team now. Anything really great on this team? Steph Curry, 27 points, 2 assists, 1 rebound, 5 of 9 from 3. Trying to do his all out there. Michael Mulder still in the starting lineup at the 2. Kelly Oubre Jr. still coming off the bench. I still like it. Michael Mulder, 26 points, 5 rebounds, 6 of 11 from 3. We'll take that. I mean, Michael Mulder has been absolutely consistent here in the starting lineup, so we got to give him credit for that, where Kelly Oubre Jr. really was not that consistent at all, honestly. Kevon Looney at the 5, 2 points, 4 rebounds. Draymond Green, 0 points on 1 shot, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He did have 6 turnovers, though, so not the greatest. And then Andrew Wiggins, 15 points, but he shot absolutely dreadful last night. 0 of 4 from 3, 27% overall from the field, so didn't really get it done in the points column. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks goes along with it, so he still kind of gets it done decently defensively. Just unfortunate that they kind of got blown out by the Mavericks last night. All right, and then anything off the bench, we get Kelly Oubre Jr., 10 points, but on 20% shooting. Once again, Kelly Oubre Jr. just not getting it done for the squad. And then Jordan Poole, 10 points, but once again on 21% shooting on 14 shots. So just nothing efficient out here from the Warriors. When they're not playing one of the best teams in the league, they never show up, and that's exactly what happened last night. So we'll see how Luka Doncic finishes off this season, the rest of the regular season, but I can definitely see him potentially being MVP. He's got the kind of record to back it up a little bit, 34-27, above 500 record. Porzingis in and out of the starting lineup, nobody to kind of rely on consistently. And if they get top 5, if they can kind of overthrow this Lakers team, they're only 2 games out from that 5th seed. I would definitely strongly consider putting Luka Doncic as the MVP. Alrighty, now let's go to the next matchup up. We get the Timberwolves and the Rockets, and yes, sir, Timberwolves getting it done all day long, winning 114-107 over the Rockets. So another huge win here for this Timberwolves team. Just truly unfortunate they weren't kind of competing for a play-in tournament spot. Would have loved to see what this Timberwolves team could do at full strength in a kind of playoff scenario. Just unfortunately, we don't get that. But let's talk about this Timberwolves team first and say one. Ricky Rubio, 3 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He's still in the starting lineup, but playing only less minutes, only 17 minutes this game. So we'll see. Do they finally make the switch? Will they ever finally make the switch? I know they're winning right now, so I think they're a little hesitant to move D'Angelo Russell to the starting lineup. But we'll see what happens once, kind of the end of the season draws a little bit more closer. Alrighty, Anthony Edwards, 19 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Decent there, but 1 of 8 from 3, not the greatest. We'll give him the 40% overall, though, from the field. Karl Anthony Towns, 31 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists. Yes, sir. Wasn't the greatest from 3 either, 2 of 7, but we'll take the 54% overall from the field, especially with those 31 points. Absolutely. Jaden McDaniels, only 5 points on 4 shots. And then Josh Okuji in the starting lineup, 2 points, just getting to the free throw line 2 times. No shots taken, 2 assists and 8 rebounds. So, the main kind of core of Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns gets it done for the starters. And then we get the bench, man. Can always count on D'Angelo Russell, 15 points, 7 assists, 3 rebounds. He didn't have the greatest shooting night either. 1 of 8 from 3, 29% from the field. But we'll take those 15 points and 7 rebounds, absolutely. He played 29 minutes off the bench. I mean, he was the, third highest minutes player. Anthony Edwards, number 1. Karl Anthony Towns, number 2. D'Angelo Russell, number 3. I mean, that shouldn't surprise anybody. And then we get Juancho Hernangomez. Yes, sir. What a huge performance here by him. Second leading scorer for the squad coming off the bench. 22 points, 7 rebounds. So, I mean, we had some really kind of lackluster shooting performances. A lot of players not putting up that many points if you weren't kind of one of those core pieces. And then Juancho Hernangomez really steps up here and was an absolute huge piece of why this Timberwolves team beat the Rockets last night. So, got to give a lot of credit to Hernangomez. 22 points on 66% shooting. Fantastic to kind of give them that extra oomph that they needed. Since Ricky Rubio was a little off, Jaden McDaniels, Josh Okuji didn't really do anything, so very well done to the bench and Juancho Hernangomez. Alrighty, let's go to the Rockets now. No John Wall. We know he's out for the rest of the regular season. And Kevin Porter Jr. had an absolutely floundered game. 10 points on 16% shooting, 2 of 8 from 3. So just wasn't great at all. 5 assists, 4 rebounds, decent numbers there as well. Unfortunately, not enough to get it done. Daniel House Jr. back in the starting lineup at the starting 2 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds on 1 of 3 from the field. Christian Wood got it done last night, 24 points, 18 rebounds. Man, oh man, that man is so absolutely fantastic. Kelly Olynyk, 28 points, led the team in scoring. 0-4 from 3, which is kind of classic Kelly Olynyk. We get huge kind of big streaks of decent 3-point shooting and then garbage 3-point shooting. So we get another kind of 0 of 4 from 3 last night from that man, unfortunately. But Jae'Sean Tate in the starting lineup, 20 points, 4 assists, 7 rebounds. Kind of all the starters got it done besides, Daniel House Jr. a little light and Kevin Porter Jr. a little kind of inefficient. And then their bench didn't kind of get anything great. Kenyon Martin, 15 points on 6 of 12 from the field. So nothing great here. Not kind of like that Timberwolves bench that we got kind of great production from those 2 players. So Timberwolves are able to get the 7-point win. Very well done. 114, 107 over the Rockets. Alrighty, let's go to the Nets now. Nets Raptors. Nets getting the big old 13-point win. Once again, kind of closing it out in the fourth quarter. So absolutely very well done to this Nets team, outscoring the Raptors 36-20 in the fourth quarter. 16-point win in that fourth quarter, and they won by 13 points. So just getting it done in that fourth quarter, man, this is what the Nets can do just because they're so deep and they don't have to kind of play Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving together. They can kind of, offset them and just have one of them be the true closer in this game. So very well done to this Nets team, just getting it done in the fourth quarter. They're deep, they're consistent, they have deadly shooters everywhere on the court. So, once it's coming down to crunch time and they need to go make the move, they've got 5 shooters out there ready to make the move at any point, ready to rock. So another great win here in the fourth quarter by the Nets. So let's start here with them. Kyrie Irving, 9 points. Yikes. 9 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds on 1 of 5 from the 3 and 23% on 13 shots. So Kyrie Irving not truly getting it done there. Landry Shamet at the 2, 14 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Jeff Green at the 5, the starting 5. They don't do Blake Griffin. They don't do DeAndre Jordan. So absolutely well done by Jeff Green. He's absolutely getting it done here. 22 points, 8 rebounds. Yes, sir. Joe Harris at the 4, 16 points, 6 assists, 4 of 9 from 3. We'll take that. And then Kevin Durant, 17 points, 10 rebounds, 71% shooting on 7 shots. I mean, we know this man is always so efficient. Doesn't matter how much time he misses. Doesn't matter how many games he misses. He will always be efficient shooting. And that's what's so great about Kevin Durant. A true sharpshooter in this league, man. And then off the bench, we get, everybody did great off this bench. They only had 3 players play off the bench, and they all got us 10-plus points, so we can definitely get behind that. Blake Griffin, 17 points, 6 rebounds, and he shot 2 of 4 from 3. That's what we're talking about. I could take 4 threes by this man every game. Just don't want to kind of get into that kind of 6 category, because Kevin Durant's not even taking 6. He took 5. Kyrie Irving only took 5, and I want those players taking more threes than Blake Griffin does. So I can get away with these 4. I'm fine with Blake Griffin taking 4 threes a game. We can kind of draw the line there. Tyler Johnson off the bench, 10 points, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. And then Mike James off the bench, 11 points, 8 assists, 3 rebounds. So a great night by everybody here. Kyrie Irving being a little light here. He scored the least amount of points here on the entire team. And he took the, third most shots? Tied for third most shots. Tied for second most shots, I should say, in this kind of game. So Kyrie Irving, not the leader, not the number one that, he kind of claims to be every single day. But, we'll let him live out there. We'll let them live. Nice win here by the Nets. We'll give it up for them. Alrighty, let's go to the Raptors now. Definitely kept it competitive, kept it close all game, just kind of got burnt out in the fourth quarter. And once again, that's why the Nets are so good, because they're so deep and they've got shooters everywhere ready to explode in that kind of late fourth quarter. Unfortunately, the Raptors don't have that, man. Here we go. Kyle Lowry, Fred VanVleet, Kem Birch, Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, all ready to rock, man. This is their lineup. This is the lineup that they're rocking with ever since everybody's back healthy, ever since the trade deadline, so I'm all about it. Kyle Lowry, 24 points, 6 assists. Very well done. 6 of 9 from 3. Yes, sir. That's how a point guard is supposed to get it done. Kyrie, no. All right. Fred VanVleet, 11 points, 5 assists, 6 rebounds. A little light on the scoring, 23% from the field, 3 of 12 from 3, so nothing efficient from Fred VanVleet. Kem Birch still being great here at the 5, 13 points, 14 rebounds. Yes, sir. A -1 on the floor as well, so good defense. Pascal Siakam, 10 points, 7 rebounds, 0 of 5 from 3, 12% shooting. So Siakam back kind of on this little bit of a slope of poor shooting. We've kind of saw that, decent from him in the first half of the season where he was really streaky, and now we're kind of getting it back here. So Pascal Siakam kind of letting them down a little bit here. OG Anunoby, 21 points, 6 assists, 6 rebounds. He shot well, 60% on 15 shots. We'll take that all day. And then off the bench, just nothing great. Malachi Flynn gets it done, and we can always expect that from him. He's really getting it done here these last 2 weeks. So Malachi Flynn, 13 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 1 of 5 from 3, but 50% overall. And, we'll take those double-digit points off the bench absolutely all day. And then let's also shout out Yuta Watanabe, because he's kind of decently been getting it done as well off the bench. 8 points, 3 rebounds. So the Raptors just didn't have the bench to kind of keep up with the Nets in the grand scheme of things. So the Nets get the win. Nice 13-point win, 116-103, and is now the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference. So we'll see if they're able to kind of hang on to that as we kind of close out the regular season. Alrighty, moving on. And man, oh man, Celtics with nobody on their team can't get it done. No Jason Tatum. No Kemba Walker. No Grant Williams. Greg Williams? Greg Williams. Greg Williams, right? Their other big, their other center, their other big. Why am I blanking on the name? Grant Williams is throwing me off a little bit. But yeah, 3 big players out for this Celtics team, so we definitely didn't expect them to win the game, and they didn't against the Thunder. So no Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Thunder, but Luguentz Dort gets it done. Darius Bazley gets it done. So let's start here with the Thunder, and then we'll go over to the Celtics. But Thunder getting the nice kind of 4-point win, 119-115 over the Celtics. Not the best look for the Celtics, unfortunately. But here we go with the Thunder. Theo Melendon back in the starting lineup. I love to see that. 6 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. Luguentz Dort back in the starting 2, 24 points, 4 rebounds, 3 of 8 from 3, 35% overall from the field. Not the greatest, not the most efficient, but we'll take those 24 points, especially since he was the leading scorer for the squad. We'll take that all day. Moses Brown at the 5, 8.7 rebounds. Darius Baisley at the 4, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. Yes, sir. And then Alexej Puko-Savetsky, the rookie, at the 3, 12 points, 4 assists, 6 rebounds. Pretty decent night by this man. Already, we saw a little bit of a shooting slump by this man, but we get the 12 points. We'll take that. And then off the bench, we got some nice solid production here. Isaiah Roby, 15.7 rebounds. We get Ty Jerome, 15 points, 3 assists, 4 rebounds. And then we also get Kenrich Williams, 8 points, 4 rebounds. Yes, sir. So very well done here by the Thunder. All the starters kind of getting it done. And the bench, nice two players out here with 15 points. We'll take that all day. So Thunder are able to kind of go everywhere, go down deep in the bench to go and get the win. So very well done. What was their losing streak that they were on? Do we remember? What are they in their last 10? Where are the Thunder at in the Western Conference? They're 1-9 in their last 10. So they just won. They were on that 10-game losing streak. Trash. But finally back on track here against a lackluster Celtics team. Unfortunately, Jaylen Brown tried to do his Jason Tatum. Unfortunately, nobody else really kind of stepped up besides Peyton Pritchard. And this man is going to be the key for them. We just saw like 2 back-to-back games of Peyton Pritchard getting it done off the bench. So we got to give a lot of credit to him. Yes, he did play a lot of minutes off the bench because, Jason Tatum, no Kemba Walker, all of that. But definitely stepping up, rising to the occasion. Peyton Pritchard, let's see if this man gets a little bit more of an offensive rollout here. Now that the playoffs are kind of coming and you're going to have to kind of find other players, other ways to score the basketball. When, you face somebody for 7 straight games, they start to figure out your tendencies. It's going to have to go down to that bench. But let's start here with the starters. This is the starting lineup for the Celtics with all their players being out. Marcus Smart at the 1, Evan Fournier at the 2, Jaylen Brown at the 3, Semi Oulije at the 4, and Tristan Thompson at the 5. So here we go. Let's start here with Marcus Smart at the point guard position. 14 points, 5 steals, 6 assists, no rebounds, 1 of 10 from 3. Yikes. Kemba Walker is usually better than that, so Marcus Smart doesn't rise to the occasion here. Evan Fournier at the 2, 11 points, 7 rebounds, but look at this, 2 of 9 from 3, and 28% shooting on 14 shots. Once again, Evan Fournier not stepping it up here for the Celtics team, kind of being a little bit of a bust here of that trade. Tristan Thompson at the 5, 2 points, 4 rebounds, nothing great there. Semi Oulije only playing 8 minutes, 2 points on 1 of 4 shooting. And then Jaylen Brown, he absolutely got it done, and I respect the heck out of him for doing this. 39 points, 4 steals, 3 assists, 11 rebounds, only 3 turnovers as well, kind of being ball dominant and shooting dominant. I mean, he took 26 shots this game, and the second highest shooter was Marcus Smart with 17, most of those being the 3-ball. So shout out to Jaylen Brown here, trying to kind of be the man, trying to will them to the win. So I respect him for doing that. He shot 4 of 11 from 3, 50% on 26 shots. So we'll give him it. It's a pretty nice night by that man last night. And now let's go to the bench here. So everybody really lackluster in that starting rotation besides Jaylen Brown. Nobody really stepping it up. Evan Fournier. I mean, we at least needed Evan Fournier to put up 20 points. No, I mean, that's what they brought him in to do. Be another scorer off the bench. We don't really need him in the starting lineup. But damn, man, when your time is coming, playing 35 minutes, you got to get it done. And he didn't. So Evan Fournier being a little bit of a bust here for the Celtics. But we get Peyton Pritchard off the bench, folks. Yes, sir. Another great game by this man. 28 points, the second leading scorer. The only other player besides Jaylen Brown to score 20 or more points. So absolutely well done by Peyton Pritchard. 28 points, 4 assists, 3 rebounds, 4 of 10 from 3, and 56% from the field on 16 shots. So we'll take that all day long. Absolutely. He was also a plus on the floor, a +1. I know it's a close kind of, loss here. So, being a plus is still decent. And then we get Luke Cornett off the bench, 10.7 rebounds, 4 assists in only 19 minutes. So just once again, their bench is very lackluster. Peyton Pritchard stepping it up absolutely big time. Jabari Parker not playing that many minutes, only 4 minutes off the bench. We've been keeping kind of an eye on him, trying to see if he can kind of rejuvenate his career a little bit here with the Celtics. But a lot of players not being in here for the Celtics was their downfall. But we get Peyton Pritchard, man. Let's see what this man can do, and let's see if Brad Stevens puts Evan Fournier and Peyton Pritchard kind of heavy rotation minutes off the bench once kind of Kemba Walker and Jason Tatum get back into the starting lineup. But love what we've been seeing by Pritchard here. Fantastic. Alrighty, next game up, the one that burned us in our moneymaker. Gosh darn those Hornets. The Bucs winning 114-104 over the Hornets last night. Nice little 10-point win here for the Hornets, and I think they came back a little bit in the fourth quarter. I think they were getting kind of blown out a little bit. The third quarter, they outscored them by 10, so that was huge. Alrighty, but let's start here with this Bucs team. Giannis, 29 points, 8 assists, 12 rebounds. He shot 2 of 4 from 3. Very well done. 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Yes, sir. Giannis, 100% from that free throw line. We love it. And 50% on the 3-ball. So he's kind of evolving his game a little bit here, getting a lot more consistent from the 3 and the free throw line since we're kind of getting ready to get into the playoffs. So shout out to Giannis. Great night last night. Chris Middleton, 17 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 2 of 8 from 3. Alrighty, not the greatest. Brook Lopez, 22 points, 2 steals, 2 assists, 4 rebounds. Yes, sir, 75% shooting from the field. Dante DiVincenzo still being lackluster for this team. 9 points on 44% shooting. 1 of 4 from the 3. 3 steals, 3 assists, 3 rebounds. That's all pretty decent. But those points, we need those points. They need those points. And then Drew Holiday at the starting point guard position, 12 points, 5 assists, 10 rebounds. Pretty good night. Wasn't efficient from the 3, 0 of 3, but we'll take the 40% shooting. Not terrible. And then what do we get off the bench? Anything great? Brian Forbes coming off the bench, 15 points, 2 rebounds. And that was really it. We get P.J. Tucker with the 5 points on 3 shots. Classic P.J. Tucker game, just locking it down defensively. And then Bobby Portis, 5 points, 5 rebounds off the bench. So the starters kind of all getting it done. Giannis doing what he does. Brook Lopez doing what he does. And they're able to get the win. Alrighty, now let's go to the Hornets. Just unfortunately, Terry Rozier really couldn't get it done for the squad. But let's start here with Devontae Graham, 25 points, 6 assists, 3 rebounds, 6 of 13 from 3. That's not bad. That's basically all the shots he took. I mean, he took 14 shots in the game. 13 of those were threes. So Devontae Graham getting it done from the 3-point line. Terry Rozier, 8 points, but on 0 of 7 from 3, 23% shooting on 17 shots. They definitely need Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham both to score kind of 25 points every single night if they want to have a chance to win without their big 3 of Gordon Hayward, Malik Monk, and LaMelo Ball. So, unfortunate game by Terry Rozier here. PJ Washington still at the 5, 18 points, so he's scoring, but these rebounds, man, 2 rebounds at the 5, not the greatest. 2 assists to go along with that. Miles Bridges, 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists at the 4. Great night. And then Cody Martin at the 3, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 4 steals. Not bad overall. Just really unfortunate that Terry Rozier only put up 8 points. And then off the bench, they even got decent production as well. Brad Wanamaker, 13 points, 6 assists, 2 rebounds. Bismack Biyombo, 3 points, 6 rebounds. He only took 1 shot and hit it, so we'll take that. And then Jalen McDaniels, off the bench as well, 6 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. Nothing great, but still, I mean, that's, decent production when you're only playing 3 players off the bench. So, this Hornets team, decent, even without their big 3. They've still got the fight in them, which we absolutely love. That's why we still root and bet on this Hornets team, because we still see that fight, missing all their players. Just unfortunately, we kind of lose by 1 point last night. Alrighty, last game of the night, the Blazers and the Pacers, and finally, thank goodness, the Blazers absolutely blow out the Pacers here by 21. Definitely needed a huge win here, a satisfying win, a blowout win to get them back on track here. We've seen that they've fallen all the way down to the 7th seed here in the West. They are now in play-in tournament territory now. Definitely somewhere you do not want to be. But here we go. Let's start with the Blazers. Damian Lillard, 23 points, 6 assists, 4 rebounds, 4 of 8 from 3. Yes, sir. CJ McCollum, 20 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. Nurkic, 11 points, 10 rebounds. We can get behind that. Robert Covington at the 4, 15 points, 11 rebounds. And then Norman Powell at the 3. Didn't even have a great night. 0 points on 0 of 6 from the field. Trash. But luckily, only played 19 minutes, and luckily they were able to, play this Pacers team without Sabonis and Miles Turner. So, luckily they were able to get it done. But let's talk about this bench now, because now we're starting to talk a little bit. Here we go. Enes Kanter, 12 points, 14 rebounds. We can always count on him. He's not really the issue off the bench. Carmelo Anthony, 13 points, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, but on 83% shooting on 6 shots. That's what we're talking about. Carmelo Anthony being efficient. That's what we need. But this is what we need right here. Anthony Simons right here. Yes, sir. Led the team in scoring off the bench. 27 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. He shot 9 of 10 from 3. Absolutely freaking magnificent. I mean, this is what this Blazers team needs. They need another scorer off the bench. So that's kind of what we were saying. Maybe have Norman Powell come off the bench and kind of jumpstart them a little bit. But if Anthony Simons is going to be like, hang on, I can score, y'all, give me the ball, this is what they need. So let's see if this is kind of a fluke game by Anthony Simons. We haven't seen anything like this from him the entire season, but let's see, maybe now he's jump-started it. He can maybe get a little bit more playing minutes, more ball-dominant minutes off the bench. So let's see if he can kind of keep this up, because this is definitely what we're about. And I'm kind of, unfortunately, I don't like to say this, but I have to say this, I'm kind of glad Derrick Jones Jr. only played 3 minutes here. I mean, he doesn't do that much. He's a decent defender, but you have to score the ball somewhere on this team. I mean, you have to be a threat scoring the ball. You can't just get it done defensively, because then, I mean, they're going to double team somebody else and leave you wide open. If you're not making those shots, I mean, then they're not losing defensively if you're not making those shots. So, I mean, they can kind of lock it up more defensively if you're not scoring the ball, if you're not deadly like Derrick Jones Jr. is from just scoring anywhere on the field. Can't get it done from the threes, can't really kind of get it done down low either. So, Derrick Jones playing only 3 minutes. It's truly unfortunate. He was a starter basically this entire season when McCollum and Nurkic weren't in. But, yeah, Derrick Jones Jr., man, if he could score the ball, he'd be great, but he doesn't really do that. But, yeah, so Anthony Simons, absolutely well done. Fantastic, but need to keep this up. Got to see this happen again. Got it. Obviously not to 27 points on 9 of 10 from 3. Like, that's not going to, be consistent. But, 10 plus points at least. Let's start to maybe work our way up to a 15-point score off the bench, because that would be absolutely fantastic. A little bit of a Jordan Clarkson role is definitely something that this Blazers team is missing, because, yeah, we can usually count on Carmelo, but recently, these last, 2, maybe even 3 weeks, he's been really kind of truly lackluster off the bench. So very well done by Anthony Simons. And let's go to the Pacers. Anybody stepping up? No Sabonis, no Miles Turner. Karis LeVert is still not really being that great. I mean, Karis LeVert needs to take over and be the number one scorer here, but he's really not doing that. 16 points on 0 of 2 from 3, 50% overall from the field is just kind of solid. It's nothing great when you are missing your top 2 players on your squad. Malcolm Brogdon, 18 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 1 of 7 from 3. Once again, he's not getting it done. Jakar Sampson at the 5, filling in for Miles Turner, who was filling in for Sabonis, or who Sabonis was filling in for, and now Jakar Sampson's filling in for him. 6 points, 5 rebounds, nothing great. O'Shea Brissett at the 4, 18 points, 10 rebounds. We could take that 4 of 7 from the 3. He was probably their best shooter all night. And then Edmund Sumner at the 3, 6 points on 1 of 6 from the field. Nothing great. And then off the bench, what do we get? Doug McDermott. We can count on him off the bench. Absolutely. 13 points, 3 rebounds on 66% shooting. Just unfortunately, they are missing all their star power, and that's why they lose the game. Alrighty, so that was all the NBA from last night. Let's see what's on tap today, and then we'll head over to our moneymaker and see what we can do here. See what money we can win. So here's what we have on deck for today in the NBA. Magic, Cavs, Hawks, 76ers, Lakers, Wizards, 7:30 ESPN. This is going to be a great one, man. How are the Wizards going to go and get it done here down the stretch in the clutch? Can they all step it up? Let's see if they can get it done here against the Lakers. That's going to be a great game. Hornets, Celtics, Bulls, Knicks, Spurs, Heat, Blazers, Grizzlies, Pelicans, Nuggets, and then the late game, ESPN, 10 o'clock, Clippers, Suns. That's going to be a great one as well. Hopefully Kawhi Leonard's playing. I don't think he is, but we definitely want to kind of see the top elite with all their full strength go at it. And then the last game of the night, the Jazz and the Kings. Alrighty, so let's go to our moneymaker here. Let's refresh these lines, get these lines up to date, and see where the value is, folks. Let's get it done tonight. Let's hit 100% and not lose by 1 point, unfortunately. Alrighty. Here we go. First game up. Hawks and the 76ers. Hawks +8. 76ers -8. Alrighty. Hawks are coming off of a pretty big loss against that Pistons team, losing by 14. Not the greatest. But here's the ins and out. Here we go. For the Hawks, Tony Snell is out. Brandon Goodwin is a game-time decision. Kevin Huerter is a game-time decision. Trae Young is still, unfortunately, out. And same thing with Cam Reddish. He is out. And then for the 76ers, everybody's good to go besides Mike Scott is a game-time decision. So everybody's good to go there for the 76ers. Gonna have to stay away from betting this game. Have to see how this Hawks team is, because we saw one game they win without Trae Young. We see one game they lose without Trae Young. So we're really not sure which is the real Hawks team yet. So we're gonna stay away from this one, especially, facing one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. And the 76ers team has just fallen out of number 1 seed to the Nets there. So we'll see if they kind of, get on their horse a little bit more to win this game. So we're gonna stay away from this one. Let's see how the Hawks play without Trae Young. If who would they have a fill-in for him the other night? Let me get back to that. It wasn't Lou Williams. They didn't put Lou Williams onto the bench or start him. Brandon Goodwin is who they kind of replaced Trae Young for a little bit. So we'll see how they do without Trae Young and kind of gauge this third game without Trae Young to kind of see where the Hawks truly are as a team. But we'll stay away from Hawks 76ers. All right, then we get the Magic and the Cavs. Magic plus 3.5, Cavs minus 3.5. Okay, interesting here. We may be able to take this Cavs team if everybody's good to go. For the Magic, man, oh man, here it is again. Terrence Ross, game time decision. James Ennis, game time decision. Otto Porter out. Michael Carter-Williams out. Moritz Wagner, game time decision. And so once again, a lot of kind of question marks on this Magic team. Who's good to go and who's not. For this Cavs team, Matthew Dellavedova is out. Larry Nance, he's out for the season? Damn, with a thumb injury, darn. Teron Prince is also out for the season. Colin Sexton is out with the concussion still, so we definitely have to stay away from this Cavs team. If Colin Sexton was playing, we would have swallowed the 3.5 all day, but this Magic team, they just beat somebody. Didn't they just beat somebody decent? Oh, no, they just lost to the Lakers. So scratch that. But either way, we know they're kind of decently streaky on their shooting. Maybe can kind of keep it a little bit competitive, especially with this Cavs team, who once again is a little streaky shooting. This Cavs team isn't anything great. They can't even stay healthy, so that's kind of one of their downfalls as well. So we'll just stay away from this one. Cavs minus 3.5. Can Garland and Jared Allen get it done themselves? Most likely, but we'll stay away from it. Two not good teams going against each other with not a great kind of spread here. We usually stay away from it. Alrighty, then we get the Bulls and the Knicks. Bulls plus 4, Knicks minus 4. Okay, this is pretty interesting because the Knicks always usually kind of keep the games close when they're facing decent caliber opponents. Zach LaVine is out for the Bulls, and then Alec Burks and Mitchell Robinson are out for the Nets. For the Knicks. So the usual suspects are out for both teams here. This Bulls team trying to claw their way back into the play-in tournament. We saw they lost it the other night to the Wizards, but now they have the chance to go and try to reclaim it. If they win and the Wizards lose, we're talking about the Bulls right back in it at that kind of number 10 seed, and they just came off of a win against the Heat. Pretty solid here. So I'm going to take the 4 points here for the Bulls. The Knicks usually keep some games close. They usually kind of lose in the fourth quarter as well when they lose games, which isn't great. So Vucevic, Kobe White need to step it up here for the Bulls, and then we get Thaddeus Young off the bench. Let's see how he's able to get it done defensively against that Knicks bench, because we know that Knicks bench is a huge reason why this Knicks team wins games consistently. It's the starters and the bench, so we'll see if Thaddeus Young can get it done defensively for them, but we'll take the 4 points here. Knicks keep it close. Bulls have a good chance to win it as well, so we'll take those 4 points all day. Alrighty, next game up, Lakers-Wizards, and man, oh man, a tough spread here, light spread. Thought we were going to get some more points here. Unfortunately, we do not. Lakers minus 1.5, Wizards plus 1.5. Alrighty, out for the Lakers, LeBron James, obviously. Marc Gasol's game time decision, KCP game time decision, Anthony Davis game time decision, and Dennis Schroeder game time decision. We know they're playing. Every game they're listed as game time decision, but they always play. And then for the Wizards, Robin Lopez is a game-time decision, and that's it. So this is going to be a great game to watch. Let's see how this Wizards team bounces back from that loss against the Spurs in overtime. Not the greatest loss by them. They know they are in must-win now territory because, of the Bulls knocking in on that 10th seed. But it's the Lakers. Let's see, how this Wizards team works. This is on ESPN today, so we're just going to watch it and not bet it. If we were getting maybe like 5 or 6 with the Wizards, I think that's when we would have taken it. But this 1.5, we got to count on them to win. And we love Russell Westbrook, don't get us wrong, but they are a little streaky besides him and Bradley Beal. We have to see somebody else step it up. We can count on Davis Bertans, but besides those three, and he comes off the bench, who's going to get it done? So we'll stay away from this one. All right, then we get the Hornets and the Celtics. Ooh, Hornets plus 7.5, Celtics minus 7.5. Let's see if everybody's good to go for the Celtics team, because if not, on that back-to-back, I'll take those Hornets plus 7 points. Yes, sir. We'll ride with them again, even though they just burned us last night. So the usual suspects are out for the Hornets. Hayward, Malik Monk, LaMelo Ball, they're all out. For the Celtics, just Kemba Walker's out, so we're getting Jason Tatum back. Let's see if Evan Fournier can kind of, improve his game a little bit here. So we're going to stay away from this one with Jason Tatum back. Let's see if this Hornets team can kind of reshoot their way back into it. So we'll stay away from it. We'll stay away from the Hornets plus 7.5. All right, next game up, Spurs Heat. Spurs plus 4.5, Heat minus 4.5. All righty, a little interesting here as well. Derek White out for the Spurs and Trey Lyles out for the Spurs. For the Heat, Victor Oladipo is still out. Gosh darn. Do we even have like an update on him? I know he was going to get reevaluated after their road trip, but they've been off that road trip for like 5 games now. 3 games more realistically. But damn, what is going on with this Victor Oladipo? Is he going to be good to go for the playoffs? Kendrick Nunn is game time decision, and Tyler Hero is also a game time decision. This Heat team, man, I don't know what the hell they're doing. They're losing to the Bulls, which they really shouldn't lose to. And this Spurs team is super kind of, shifty. They're very hit and miss. They do have a nice kind of solid lead at the number 9th seed for the play-in tournament, about 4.5 games. Buffer between the Pelicans potentially kind of getting into the top 10 as well, but we're going to stay away from this one. Can't trust this Heat team right now. In this Spurs team, you never know what you're going to get with them, so we're going to have to stay away from the Spurs Heat as well. Damn, we're getting no great value here today. Let's see if that changes with the last 4 games. So here we go. Next game up, Pelicans Nuggets. Pelicans plus 4, Nuggets minus 4. This Nuggets team has been, winning without Jamal Murray. It's been looking real good. Let's see who's in and out, though, for these teams. James Johnson for the Pelicans is a game-time decision. Steven Adams is a game-time decision. Josh Hart is still out, so their bench is going to be lackluster. And now Nickeil Alexander-Walker is out as well. So their bench is going to be real lackluster. And then for the Nuggets, Will Barton and Monte Morris are both out. So it's going to be Jokic down low. Let's see if Zion is able to kind of get it done with them. Aaron Gordon for this Nuggets against kind of Zion Williamson as well. How are they going to play it? Michael Porter Jr., can he be another great scorer? We've seen him just killing it these last 2 weeks, being efficient, kind of being one of their main scorers, kind of like their actually main scorer like the entire time here. So very well done to Michael Porter Jr. Minus 4 here against the Pelicans, man. I can't trust this Pelicans team. I cannot trust them. Their bench is kind of trash. They just beat the Clippers with no Kawhi Leonard. All right, that's not a great win. And yeah, we just can't trust them. I mean, yeah, they're kind of in a do or die scenario right now in the Eastern Conference or in the Western Conference, trying to get that 10th seed for the play-in tournament, but we can't trust them. Nobody's reliable. They have no bench. The Nuggets don't have the best bench either, but I'm going to go with the Nuggets minus 4 here. Jokic gets it done. Aaron Gordon, I mean, him against Zion Williamson. Yeah, Zion's good, but I think the beef is really going to get to him. And if Zion's not their main scorer, who's going to? Brandon Ingram? Okay, but then they're going to have nobody else to get it done scoring the ball, scoring-wise. So we're going to swallow the 4 here for the Nuggets. They're winning without Jamal Murray. It's a great sign. Jokic trying to get that MVP. This is a game to kind of do it on the big stage against Zion Williamson. So we'll take the Nuggets minus 4 here. We'll take that. Let's get it done. Alrighty, Blazers, Grizzlies. Oh no, the Blazers playing back-to-back games. This isn't good. They just got their confidence up, beating the, garbage Pacers last night. Now they have to go and face the Grizzlies. Not great here, and the spread is not great either. Blazers plus 1.5, Grizzlies minus 1.5, so we're going to have to stay away from this one. It's way too close to call. No real great value. Could really go either way. So Zach Collins is out for the Blazers, and then everybody's good to go for the Grizzlies. So, man, oh, man. And they've just faced each other 2 times in the last 4 days, So, and the Grizzlies won both those games, so we definitely have to stay away from this one. This is the 3rd time they will face each other in their last 4 games, so definitely got to stay away from this one. But the Blazers, you need to win this game, man. You got your confidence up last night with that win, got to carry it over to tonight. So we'll see what happens. Alrighty, then we get the Jazz and the Kings. Jazz minus 8.5, Kings plus 8.5. Mike Conley is out for the Jazz, and same thing with Donovan Mitchell. So what do we got? Maybe Jordan Clarkson, is he going to be elevated up to the starting lineup, or is Joe Ingles and maybe somebody else going to take over? And then for the Kings, Harrison Barnes, a game-time decision. De'Aaron Fox is still out, and Marvin Bagley is also a game-time decision. So this Kings team without De'Aaron Fox, they kind of got it done. Their first game without De'Aaron Fox, beating the Mavericks. How crazy is that? But are they going to be able to keep it up here against this Jazz team? Probably not. I'm going to say probably not. So this Jazz team missing Mike Conley, though. Now they're going to be a little less deep off the bench. So we're going to stay away from this one, unfortunately. Jazz shouldn't have any trouble winning the game, but like I said, being a little bit less deep now, let's see how they rock with it. Alrighty, and then the last game of the night, the Clippers and the Suns, and it's Clippers +4, Suns -4, so I'm assuming Kawhi Leonard is still not playing, unfortunately. Alrighty, here we go for the Clippers. Patrick Beverley is out. Serge Ibaka is out. Nicholas Batum, a game-time decision. Kawhi Leonard, a game-time decision. That's great. That is great. Let's see if we get any kind of update on him, but let's go over the Suns very quickly. Jay Crowder, game-time decision, and Dario Saric is a game-time decision. So let's see if we get any news on NBA Fantasy Labs on these Clippers players, because if Kawhi Leonard is playing, I'm taking the +4 all day long. Kawhi Leonard, when he's playing, when they're facing the best teams, they always get it done. That's why we still have the Clippers, the #1 team in our power rankings, because when they're at full strength, they beat all the teams. Kawhi Leonard really steps it up ever since really the All-Star break really is when they kind of been, beating the teams consistently when everybody's in the starting lineup. Paul George has been getting it done kind of by himself as well, but for this Suns team, we do want to see Kawhi Leonard playing. So let's see if we get any news on Kawhi. Any news? Kawhi Leonard, come on, gotta see you. If you're playing, man, please play. We'll take those 4 points all day long. Doubtful. Darn it. Kawhi Leonard, doubtful. That was 16 hours ago. Game time decision, doubtful. So we are going to have to, unfortunately, stay away from this Clippers +4. If he was playing, we take that +4 all day. Alrighty, so it looks like we're only having a little bit of a 2-teamer here tonight. How unfortunate. Can't really build it up too much more. Can we squeeze the 3rd game in here? Is there another one that's decent value that we can squeeze in here? Blazers +1.5 since they won last night and they just lost twice against the Grizzlies. Do they finally get it done? Can't take it, though. Can't take it. That Grizzlies team is full healthy. Alrighty. Unfortunate. Alrighty, we're only going to do a little 2-teamer here tonight. Bulls +4, Nuggets -4. That's what we've got on our moneymaker. Alrighty. So that's our moneymaker for today. Bulls +4, Nuggets -4. Alrighty, folks. Let's head over to our mock draft. Yes, sir. We are a day away from the NFL draft, the actual draft, first round. We've been on a 73-day countdown to the NFL draft, looking at an NFL prospect every single day. We just finished ranking our kind of offensive and defensive players by positioning these last 2 days. So we've been doing our due diligence to kind of see who's in the draft. We've ranked them, and now the only thing left to do before the draft actually happens is to predict what is going to happen first round in the draft. So all 73 days have led to this moment, the mock draft. So we're going to go through it, for folks. First round, what is going to happen? What do we think is going to happen come draft night, come tomorrow? So let's get it rocking. Let's get it rolling. We're probably not going to do any trades. unfortunately. I mean, it's hard to predict trades. The Patriots may trade up. The Falcons may trade back. That is a possibility. But I do not think we are really expecting too many trades here. So let's start the draft. And here we go. Number 1, first overall pick, Jacksonville Jaguars. And we know who they're choosing. This is the easiest one. Trevor Lawrence. We all know this is the number 1 pick here. Trevor Lawrence to Jacksonville. Let's see how he's going to work out. He's probably going to be very good, but we know Trevor Lawrence is going to go to the Jacksonville Jaguars. He's been the number 1 pick for the last 3 seasons, folks. Ever since he won that national championship game, everybody knew he was going to be the first pick once he was draft eligible, and the year has finally come, 2021, and Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jags. Alrighty, then we go to number 2 here. Now, folks. Alrighty, here we go. Number 2. Now, I think they are going to draft Zach Wilson. So let's let them draft Zach Wilson here. The Jets take Zach Wilson, quarterback from BYU, at number 2. But I wouldn't put it out of the realm of possibilities that the Jets take Justin Fields at 2, because I truly think this entire thing that we've been talking about the last 2 weeks of either the 49ers choosing Mac Jones or the 49ers choosing Trey Lance, that's kind of what they're deciding on. I think that's total smoke screen, and I think the 49ers are actually drafting Justin Fields here at number 3, folks. I'm not buying into Mac Jones at all. At 0. I buy him 0%, folks. I do not think he's going to work out that well in this league. Now, let's go back to the Jets here at number 2. If what our kind of thinking is right, that the 49ers are taking Justin Fields, I wouldn't put it past Robert Saleh in the Jets at number 2 to go out and take Justin Fields if the 49ers are big on Justin Fields, because we know Robert Saleh just came from the 49ers last season, first head coaching job here with the Jets, and if he said, oh, Kyle Shanahan's pretty big on Justin Fields, that's pretty good, actually. So I'm going to actually go out and draft him before the 49ers had the option to draft him. So we're going to put Zach Wilson at number 2 for the Jets, but I wouldn't put it past Robert Saleh sticking it to Kyle Shanahan and the 49ers by taking Justin Fields. But we've got Justin Fields going number 3 to the 49ers. I think it makes the most sense, folks. You cannot tell me that Mac Jones is good. He was throwing to, wide receivers that were 15 yards wide open, folks, literally every single play. We just tweeted out this video right here of when we were doing our kind of breakdown on Mac Jones. I mean, look at these throws right here. That's wide open, bro. What kind of defense is that? That's wide open. And this is 15 yards wide open. Folks, where the hell is the defense? This is why Mac Jones has great yards and great stats, because it's all wide open. We're talking about 10 yards wide open. That's not happening in the league, and Mac Jones is not going to be able to see anything close to this in the freaking league, folks. It's not going to happen. So, Justin Fields at number 3. Alrighty, the Falcons at number 4. Now that I think there's 2 options that they do here at number 4. They either trade back in the draft or they go and get tight end Kyle Pitts from Florida. That's what we're gonna say, that they go and get the tight end, really just shore up their offense for maybe one last ride as this new head coach comes in with Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Matt Ryan, and now Kyle Pitts. I mean, your offensive game should be almost unstoppable at that point with all those 3 weapons out there. So we think the Falcons take Kyle Pitts at number 4. Alrighty, now the Bengals up at number 5. We know they are going to take a wide receiver. They've talked about, there's lineman depth. We've seen quotes by the Bengals general manager that there is deep lineman depth in this year's draft, so they don't need to kind of go and get one at number 5. And I think they kind of reunite Joe Burrow with Jamar Chase. So we've got Jamar Chase going number 5 to the Bengals, folks. A nice weapon for Joe Burrow to kind of work with. They are not taking a lineman at number 5, folks. That's not happening. They've kind of already said that. So they go and get that nice wide receiver weapon. Then the Dolphins at number 6, folks. There's only one option here. In my fandom, me kind of cheering and rooting for the Dolphins all hinges on this pick, folks. If we do not go out and get Devontae Smith at number 6, I am no longer a Dolphins fan. Go out and get the weapon for Tua. That was the only thing that we couldn't do last season. That was the only thing that we were missing last season, was a nice weapon for Tua. This is the Heisman winner. I have Devontae Smith. I like him better than Jamar Chase anyway, because we haven't seen Jamar Chase last season, where Devontae Smith has gotten better every single season, and he just won the Heisman last year. So Dolphins take Devontae Smith at number 6, folks, and I swear to God, if we take Penei Sewell at number 6, I am ripping down everything here. The set will be totally different come Friday. So Dolphins take Devontae Smith at number 6. Then we get the Lions at number 7, and I don't know what freaking Dan Campbell's going to do here. They need a wide receiver, an edge rusher, a linebacker, a corner, a safety. But I think they're going to go kind of offense here, have kind of Jared Goff, get a nice kind of weapon. They just lost Kenny Golladay. So unfortunate. Did they lose? Let's get that up real quickly. Get up this Lions depth chart very quickly. They still got, I think they lost Kenny Golladay, no? Yes, they don't got him anymore. So they've already got the running back. Let's shore up their offense a little bit. You can get defense in this draft kind of later as well. So we're going to go that the Lions go in draft Jalen Waddle, wide receiver from Alabama, at number 7. Then we get Panthers at number 8. They don't need the quarterback. They just got Sam Darnold. They don't really need a wide receiver. They still got one good one. They did lose one. Let's get their depth chart up. Alrighty, Robbie Anderson, they still got, they brought in, Robbie Anderson, DJ Moore. No, they didn't even lose wide receiver, so they're good. They've still got all their weapons from last year, and both these wide receivers were A1, Tier 1. I mean, they both had 1,000 yards receiving, DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson, so they don't really need anything offensively in this draft. They're getting Christian McCaffrey back, all good to go. So they need a tight end or a cornerback. I say they go corner, shore up their defense. Matt Rule kind of shores up that defense a little bit. So we're going to take them drafting a cornerback. And our number 1 cornerback that we have on our board is Patrick Surtain. So we're going to say that the Carolina Panthers go in draft Patrick Surtain from Alabama, cornerback, at number 8. Alrighty, then we get the Broncos at number 9, and we've heard that their kind of general manager, their head coach, wants to go and get quarterback depth to kind of challenge Drew Lock. They like Drew Lock. They say they like Drew Lock, but we just saw what they did last season, 4-9, so nothing great. So I do think they are going to get a quarterback here. The quarterbacks left are Trey Lance and Mac Jones. And it's going to be tough. Which one do they go after? I don't really, Trey Lance, I don't think is going to be good, and I don't think Mac Jones is going to be good either. But I think the Denver Broncos are going to go and get Mac Jones, honestly. Trey Lance playing in the FCS, more of a kind of a dual threat quarterback. Is that kind of the direction they want to move in? Possibly with kind of the nice speed of Jerry Jeudy on the edge and still having Phillip Lindsay in the backfield, some nice read option. So maybe they do take Trey Lance. Or do they fall in love with the kind of great yardage-wise, seeing what kind of Mac Jones did with a good wide receiver core, and they still got Jerry Jeudy? Maybe they are kind of imagining Jerry Jeudy being kind of 10 yards wide open, like the film we just saw of, Mac Jones throwing to absolutely wide open wide receivers. So at number 9, the Denver Broncos are going to pick Mac Jones. I say the Denver Broncos go and get Mac Jones. I think they're going to kind of fall in love with those stats, folks, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a bad decision, but we'll see what happens. Mac Jones getting taken at number 9 by the Broncos. Alrighty, then the Cowboys. They need a tight end, edge rusher, cornerback, and safety. Well, the tight ends, Let's see. I mean, we haven't really looked at tight ends that much because we just looked at Kyle Pitts. We knew he was going to be absolutely A1 tier 1. He was going to be the only great player in this year's draft. I don't really think tight ends are going to go that high in this draft besides Kyle Pitts because he's basically a freaking receiver out here. He's that good. So we're going to say that the Cowboys go and get probably, do they get a corner or an edge rusher? Can they get great edge rushers? I mean, there is still pretty good depth. Kwity Paye potentially here. Jason Owuwe. Which one did we have in our... we got Azeez Ujulari. We got him kind of our first ranked. I know that's kind of not... here he is from Georgia. So we're going to say that the Cowboys go and get Azeez Ujulari, edge rusher from Georgia. He's our top ranked edge rusher. They need an edge rusher. I don't think they kind of overreach for a tight end here. So we've got Azeez Ujulari from Georgia, edge rusher, going to the Cowboys. Alrighty, now the Giants on the clock. They need a tackle, a guard. They definitely need a lineman. They shored up their offense kind of in the offseason through free agency. Shore up their line a little bit. Protect Daniel Jones. Protect Saquon Barkley coming back from that injury. So we've got them taking Penei Sewell from Oregon, tackle at number 11 for the Giants. Alrighty, now the Eagles. Now we have heard that there is open quarterback competition, but it's Jalen Hurts, and if they draft the quarterback, they're stupid. So the Eagles, they don't need a quarterback. They could go and get a wide receiver to kind of help them out a little bit. Let's see what the Eagles are working with wide receivers wise. Did they lose one? I don't think they did. No, did they lose Alshon Jeffrey? They may have. Let's see what they got. All right, let's see what they got. Still got Jalen Reagor and now Greg Ward. So they probably could go and use a wide receiver here. Let's see if there's any good ones on the board still. We know kind of the top ones are Rashad Bateman is the next one up. Is that what we've got here on the board? What's our next one up? Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Rodder. Then we got Rashad Bateman, then Elijah Moore. Kind of how we rank our wide receivers. So... or do they go and get kind of a linebacker to shore up their defense a little bit? Go and get Michael Parsons. He's looking real good. Just unfortunately, he didn't play last year, so that's kind of the one knock on him. Do they go out and get him defensively? I think they do. They draft linebacker Micah Parsons for the Eagles here. Shore up their defense a little bit more. Their offense is still decent. They got Reagor. Maybe kind of get a wide receiver later in the draft or get one maybe through free agency. Maybe they trade for Julio Jones a little bit. That's still an option, but we have to wait till June for that to happen. So we're going to say that the Eagles go and get a nice linebacker and Micah Parsons at number 12. Alrighty, now the Chargers here on the clock. They definitely don't need any kind of offensive help. They're great. They've got everything. They've got, let's get their depth chart up. We see that they do need a lineman help here, according to, this PFF that we're using for our mock draft. They got Austin Eckler, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Jared Cook at the tight end position. So they're all fine offensively. Maybe just shore up their line a little bit. So that's kind of where we're going to go in the draft. So we're going to go Rashawn Slater, tackle from Northwestern for the Chargers here. Protect Justin Herbert. That's what they need. So they go and get a tackle. Then here we go, number 14, the Vikings on the clock here. They need defense, man. We just heard Mike Zimmer last season at the end of the season saying that this was one of the worst defenses they've ever seen. We see they need a safety here, and we are big on Trayvon Moehrig, folks. Is he our first ranked? He is our first ranked safety up here. So we're going to say that the Vikings go and get Trayvon Moehrig, safety from TCU at number 14. And here we go, the Patriots on the clock at number 15. They've got Cam Newton. They shored up their wide receivers a little bit in free agency. No real great names, no A1 tier 1 wide receivers, but they do have decent, tier 2/tier 3 wide receivers on their team. Can Cam Newton elevate them? No. I mean, Nelson Aguilar, Kendrick Bourne, Jacoby Myers, Jonnu Smith at tight end. So really solid kind of tier 2 wide receivers. I don't think anybody's agreeing that any of these players are A1 tier 1 wide receivers, are they? Kendrick Moore, he did, 667 yards last season. Nothing great. Nelson Aguilar maybe had 1,000 yards since he was the 896, so he couldn't even be the main guy last year. So nothing great at the wide receiver position here. Do they go out and get Trey Lance here? Maybe have him back up behind Cam Newton? So this is really interesting. We know the Patriots are kind of looking at quarterbacks here. So let's see. I think they kind of surprised a lot of people, and they go and get Trey Lance since he's sitting there at 15. Alrighty, now we get the Cardinals at number 16. They need a tight end and a cornerback. What do they got for their tight end? We know they were shoring up their kind of defense in the free agency period, picking up J.J. Watt. What's their number 2 wide receiver? I'm blanking on him. Oh, A.J. Green. Oh, my goodness. A.J. Green, DeAndre Hopkins. They do kind of need a tight end. Max Williams, what did he do last season? 101 yards receiving. So they could go for a tight end here. I don't think they need to go out and kind of overreach for a tight end. I think they can kind of get one in the second round. Do they have a second round draft pick? They do. So I don't think they're going to go tight end first round. I think they'll shore up their defense a little bit more. They just lost Patrick Peterson since he's with the Vikings now. So we're going to say that they get the second best cornerback here, which would be, according to us, J.C. Horn. So we're going to draft J.C. Horn at number 16 for the Cardinals. Alrighty, Raiders here need some offensive line help out a little bit here. Protect Derek Carr a little bit, protect their running back, Josh Jacobs, a little bit. So we will take the next best tackle up, which is Christian Darrisaw for the Raiders at number 17. All right, now the Dolphins, their second first-round pick here, and I think we are going to overreach for a running back here, and we're going to go and get Najee Harris, folks. I have him ranked as the top running back in this year's draft. Him and Travis Etienne are very, very neck and neck. I mean, they are leaps and bounds better than Javonte Williams and Michael Carter from UNC. I don't even want to hear about them, folks. Najee Harris, he's 6'2". He's basically like a little bit of a mini or Derrick Henry that's able to catch the ball good. Travis Etienne is the speedster, folks. And I think the Dolphins go with Najee Harris here at number 18. We overreach for a running back. Alrighty then, Washington on the clock. A quarterback, a wide receiver, a tight end, and a tackle, a linebacker. Now, let's go to their depth chart very quickly. We know they've got their great playmaker in Terry McLaurin. They bring in Curtis Samuel. They've got Logan Thomas at the tight end position. I don't think they'll go out and get a quarterback. There's no really good ones off the board. We just saw the top 5, Mac Jones, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, the rest of them. They've already gotten drafted. So I don't think they're going to kind of overreach for a quarterback here. Maybe they do it later in the draft, around 5, 6. But Washington here, let's see what they've got here. Anything great here remaining? They need a linebacker in Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, folks. We love that man. He was officially our first-ranked linebacker, and I think that's the way that this Washington team goes. Once again, shoring up their defense just a little bit more. That was the great thing about them last season. Rashard Bateman, also a decent kind of pickup here. I don't think they go quarterback. They could go tight end, but I don't think you need to kind of do that in the first round. I think there's decent tight end depth just because there's Kyle Pitts and then there's everybody else. If you're not getting Kyle Pitts, wouldn't you even try and take a tight end in the first round? So we're going to go Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, defensive linebacker for Washington at number 19. Alrighty, Bears are on the clock, man, and they're just absolutely trash. They need a wide receiver. I think they go out and get Rashad Bateman here at number 20. How about Andy Dalton at the quarterback position? Good luck, Andy. Good luck. All right, here we go. Now the Colts just need a wide receiver, a tackle, and an edge rusher. Alrighty, any good wide receivers left? We get Elijah Moore. Where's he ranked on our board? See the Elijah Moore, wide receiver. He is our 5th ranked of the ones that we've looked at. We've ranked him 5th and last. So do the Colts go and get him? We know they still got T.Y. Hilton. Their running game is absolutely fantastic. They are just kind of, who's their tight end? Who they still got? Let's look at that real quick. Their running game's fantastic, folks. They've got like 3 running backs. Michael Pittman Jr., yeah, they don't even really need a wide receiver, man. They got T.Y. Hilton. Michael Pittman Jr.'s been getting it done. Jack Doyle, he's still solid, though, man. 251 yards last season receiving. Once again, you don't really have to overreach for one right here. So they also still need a tackle. Maybe they just shore up their line just a little bit more. So we're going to give them Elijah Vera Tucker here at number 21 for the Colts, shoring up their offensive line. That's really all they need, man. They've got the weapons at every single skill position. Alrighty, the Titans now at 22. They need a wide receiver. They just lost one. Definitely need to kind of help out Ryan Tannehill a little bit more in that passing game, since they just, who did they lose? Let's look it up, because they had 2 good ones. All right, they still got A.J. Brown, so they lost Corey Davis. All right, so another kind of wide receiver to kind of help out Ryan Tannehill a little bit more here. Their line's been good. They've got the line down. I mean, Derrick Henry's running fantastic. So they either take a cornerback or a wide receiver. And I think Frank Vogel's been kind of, we've been seeing that they've been going after defense here, shoring up their defense. That's how they're going to win this year. They're kind of depending on Ryan Tannehill too heavy. So I think they kind of shore up their defense a little bit with the cornerback since they need one. The next one up is Caleb Fairley. Is he still available? Caleb Fairley is still available. He's our next kind of highest ranked one. So we're going to take Caleb Fairley here at 22 for the Titans. Shore up their defense a little bit. Alrighty, the Jets are back on the clock. We just saw them choose a quarterback, and now let's see what else they do here. They need the guard, the edge rusher, and the cornerback. Any linemen here? Still good to go. They can get the tackle from Stanford, Walker Little, help out, protect their quarterback, protect their asset a little bit more. So let's see the Jets take tackle Walker Little. But they need a guard, though. They need a guard. He's a tackle. Any good guards up here? Oh, real good guards up here. Do they even break it down by guard? Offensive tackle. Yeah, that's okay. All right, so they're going to go lineman. So we're going to go Walker Little. We think the Jets go and shore up their line a little bit. Alrighty, then the Steelers, and I think they overreach as well. They go get Travis Etienne. They just need the running back, folks. They're good at the kind of offensive production. Their defense is still good. Just go and get that running game that did not work out last season. They just lost James Conner, who wasn't that great for the Steelers last year. So Steelers, they either get Najee Harris or Travis Etienne, who is left. And we've got Travis Etienne here at number 24. Alrighty, the Jaguars again. We just had them draft a quarterback. Their line seems to be all solid. The tight end, they don't need to overreach, but I think they may also just shore up their line a little bit more here. So we're going to get Tevin Jenkins from Oklahoma State here. Help out Trevor Lawrence a little bit here. Protect your assets. Jets and Jaguars both do the same thing. Alrighty, now the Browns here. Defense, didn't they just, they're fine though. I think they just get the linebacker, yeah, because they still got Myles Garrett. They just brought in Jadeveon Clowney. Their defensive line is kind of short up a little bit. So we're going to see them take a linebacker here. They could also maybe take Kwity Paye for an edge rusher, but like we said, they just got Jadeveon Clowney. So where is our linebacker depth? Here we go. Zaven Collins, I believe, is the next one up since we already got Jeremiah Owusu. So where's Zaven Collins? Is he top? Where they got him ranked even? Nick Bolton. They do have Nick Bolton ahead of him. We don't have him that high, but I do love what we saw from Zaven Collins. So we say that the Browns go and get Zaven Collins, linebacker from Tulsa at number 26. Alrighty, here we go. The Ravens. Now, they just brought in a wide receiver. Yeah, they just got Sammy Watkins, no? So I don't know if they're going to go and get a wide receiver here early. They still got Marquise Brown, Sammy Watkins, Miles Boykin. What did he do last year? 266 yards with the Ravens. Alrighty. Nothing great. Alrighty. What else do they need here? Tackle, shore up their line a little bit more. We just saw them trade out, trade their kind of Orlando Brown to the Chiefs. So maybe they go out and get a tackle here, shore up their line a little bit more here, first round. So we're going to say the next highest rated graded tackle here is Dylan Radens. So we'll have the Ravens go tackle here. Alrighty, now the Saints now. They need a wide receiver, linebacker, corner. Let's see what they've got. Probably going to go defense here for the Saints. See what we got here for their depth chart. They still got Michael Thomas, and that's it now. They did lose their kind of number 2 option there at wide receiver. All right, what are their defensive looking like? Corners. Malcolm Jenkins at the safety. Marshawn Lattimore at their corner. Gardner Johnson at their other corner. What do they need? Corner or linebacker? They need a linebacker. What their linebackers looking like? Demario Davis, Andrew Dowell, and Zach Bond. All right, he could definitely use a little bit of a linebacker here. We've got the Saints going linebacker defensive depth here at number 28. And the linebacker that is next on our list is who we got? Michael Parsons gotten drafted. We took Jabril Cox is still up, and Nick Bolton is still up. Maybe they go Nick Bolton. We're going to have them draft Nick Bolton, linebacker from Missouri, at number 28 for the Saints. And then here we go, the last 4 of the first round. The Green Bay Packers at number 29. They need a wide receiver, a linebacker, a cornerback. Let's look up what they've got rocking at those positions. I don't know if they go and get a wide receiver here. Devontae Adams, Adam Lazard, Marquez Valdes, Scatling, Robert Tonyan, tight end. So I think they focus on the defensive end. They got Jazeer Alexander at the corner, Kevin King at the other corner, Adrian Amos at the safety, and Darnell Savage at the other safety. But they need a linebacker. What their linebackers looking like? What do we got? Ty Summers, Kyers Byrne, and Zerdavius Smith. Zerdavius Smith is pretty good. There are a lot of cornerback depth up here, though. So we're gonna have them getting. We do have Asante Samuel Jr. above Greg Newsome, but Asante Samuel is only kind of 5'8", 5'10". So we're gonna have the Packers draft Greg Newsome from Northwestern, cornerback. And then we get the Bills. They need an edge rusher and a corner. There's a lot of good edge rushers still up here. Defensive interior here. I think they get Christian Barmore. He's kind of fallen here, so the Bills kind of shore up their defensive line a little bit at number 30. Then the Ravens with the kind of the Chiefs' first-round pick of trading away their offensive tackle. They went and got one already. Now they might kind of shore up their edge rusher a little bit with just Jason O. Do we have Jason Owe above Kwity Paye? What do we got? Defensive ends, Carlos Basham, and then we got Kwity Paye. But we'll have them take Kwity Paye out here. Michigan, we didn't look at that many edge rushers. All right, and then we'll have the Bucs here. They possibly could go for a quarterback, but I think they shore up their defensive end a little bit, get the safety. And the next highest safety up here is Javon Holland, I think. Do we already Javon Holland or Elijah Molden? And we got Elijah Molden right up here. So we'll have them taking Elijah Molden, safety from Washington. Alrighty, so that is our first round mock draft, folks, how we think it's going to happen. So let's recap very quickly. We got Trevor Lawrence going number 1 to Jacksonville. Zach Wilson going number 2 to the Jets. Justin Fields 3 to the 49ers. Kyle Pitts number 4 to the Falcons. Jamar Chase number 5 to the Bengals. Devontae Smith number 6 to the Dolphins. Jalen Waddle number 7 to the Lions. Patrick Surtain number 8 to the Panthers. Mac Jones number 9 to the Broncos. Azeez Ujulari number 10 to the Cowboys. Penei Sewell number 11 to the Giants. Micah Parsons, number 12 to the Eagles. Rashawn Slater, number 13 to the Chargers. Trayvon Moehrig, number 14 to the Vikings. Trey Lance, number 15 to the Patriots. J.C. Horn, number 16 to the Cardinals. Christian Darrisaw, number 17 to the Raiders. Najee Harris, number 18 to the Dolphins. Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, number 19 to the Washington football team. Rashard Bateman, number 20 to the Bears. Elijah Vera Tucker, number 21 to the Colts. Caleb Fairley, number 22 to the Titans. Walker Little, number 23 to the Jets. Travis Etienne, number 24 to the Steelers. Tevin Jenkins, number 25 to the Jags. Zaven Collins, number 26 to the Browns. Dylan Radens, number 27 to the Ravens. Nick Bolton, number 28 to the Saints. Greg Newsome, 29 to the Packers. Christian Barmore, number 30 to the Bills. Kwity Paye, number 31 to the Ravens. And Elijah Molden, number 32 to the Bucs, folks. That's how we see the first round of the draft playing out. Alrighty, folks, that is going to do it for us today. We are live tomorrow, live noon Eastern, doing our regular show, and then we're back live 7:30 Eastern for our live draft show. Let's see our teams get better. Let's see us call literally every single pick here right that we just broke down. This is what's going to happen in the draft, folks. We just predicted it. We know this is going to happen. We know it. So tomorrow, big day, folks, big day. Gear up. We're going to gear up. So we're going to be back tomorrow, folks, but get a good night's rest. I know we are. So we'll be back tomorrow, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for watching. And we're back tomorrow twice, 2 times. Can't get enough.